ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity, Tracks 2. So, we are now on our way to the bridge into Defiance Bay. This does not exactly appear to be the world's most exciting map.
Let's keep quiet.
That's not bad. There's actually nothing up here anyway. How about down here? Hopefully this won't lead to a fight, but you never know. Commoners. Ship maps. You see a ship being tossed about in a storm-ravaged sea. The swells rise and fall, carrying the ship with them as if it were a toy. This man stands on the deck at the helm of the ship while water whips around him. The crew moves about frantically, trying to keep the chaos under control. He barks orders at them, pointing where to go and giving each one a task. The men, while still visibly distressed, seem to calm down when they are given their orders. Excuse me. He instructs the helmsman to resume his duties at the wheel and rushes to the aid of a crewman who is struggling with a rope attached to one of the sails. The ship crests a wave, going almost vertical in one direction, then immediately again in the other direction. Several of the crew are thrown from their feet, sliding across the deck as the ship should be. Or ship rocks, anyway. After the swell passes and the ship returns to a relatively normal orientation, the man quickly scans the deck, counting silently. No one has been lost this time, thankfully. He looks in the direction they're headed, seeing no reprieve from the storm in sight. His jaw squared and his upper lip stiffened. He returns to the helm and takes the wheel again. Okay. You see a lavishly decorated room, walls hung with tapestries, ornate oil lamps creating a warm, relaxing atmosphere. There are several overstuffed couches covered with silk pillows and an elegant table in the middle of the floor. This woman is seated at the table, sitting across from another woman. They're both well dressed, their style befitting the room they're in. The other woman's hair is blonde, in stark contrast to this woman's black, and is swept up on her head in dramatic style. The women speak in an easy, free tone, obviously familiar with one another. Though they each seem to be comfortable in the other's company, a strange nervousness surrounds the blonde woman's actions. She occasionally betrays herself with a little giggle or stammer, hitching over an easy word as she speaks. Her demeanor swings from friendly to shy and back again with no warning. This woman leans back a little in her chair, stretching lightly. As she finishes her stretch, she gently lays her hand next to the other woman's, letting her fingers subtly intertwine. The second woman stops speaking mid-sentence, inhales sharply, and turns red. She does not, however, move her hand. This woman smiles and moves her hand further over the other, holding it. She then stands, moving around the table towards the blonde woman, whose face shows conflicting emotions of terror and lust. Okay. Okay. She's basically stealing from the other woman by pretending to get busy. Okay. Well, that's useful to know. Afraid to find out. Goose and fox, huh? Okay, sounds good. Hello? Who are you? You see a flurry of matted white hair and an incandescent freeze-fire staff before you see the man, cold and wild. He chews a Weisendapple slowly, discharging spell after spell into the jumble of villagers screeching their way towards him. The cold flame vents from his nose, and apple seeds shoot out the side of his mouth as he saunters forward, ignoring arrows and curses alike. A deliberate twist of his staff and a bullet of force glides through the torso of one assailant and another. A roar blisters his throat as he launches himself into their midst, tearing into their essence with his staff. A pleading hand reaches toward him and quickly falls, ignored. Silence takes hold as the tattered man gathers his prize, a basket of fresh pears. He hums as he eats. Well, okay then. He's creepy. I have a feeling some of these things we should know because... Yep, not a problem. Copper Lane apparently is the... Really, 15 minutes. That'll take forever. Incidentally, the inn at our stronghold did complete. Of course, we can't actually do anything until we earn some more money, and I stayed at Deerwood, which means we're kind of hilariously out of money.
Defiance Bay.
The city at the heart of the Deerwoods Revolution now seems on the brink of another. Refugees line the streets, homeless and hungry, displaced by White One's legacy, hoping for relief within the city walls, and finding none. Dissidents congregate to protest and to heckle, calling for an end to animancy and the ouster of their duke. The city's militiamen cast fearful looks as they patrol the streets, their hands trembling at the hilts of their weapons. The capital of a country that had not long ago incinerated a god now appears to be a spark away from sharing the deity's fate.
Well then, that's not good. Which means naturally we're going to end up caught up in the middle of it. Ah, the cat. Clearly the only one with any knowledge of this city.
Defiance Bay. I miss Adil already.
Okay. We'll take it if nobody's gonna.
Indeed. I'm here.
Rejected. If you do finish Toby's do nothing. Can allow these
Indeed.
trustees to continue unchecked. Or can we allow these trustees to continue unchecked? And they're protesting. Sounds familiar. What are we looking for in here? You are here. Goose and Fox. Marketplace. Yeah, let's head to the marketplace. We'll go back to the Goose and Fox shortly, but I want to see if there's anything useful for sale. If there's anything we can sell that will generate us some money. You gotta brush a little bit there, chappos. Air to chill fins and other curious. So, okay, who are you? Okay. Ah, he's town crier. Gotcha. Probably should have. Yeah, because his name doesn't pop up while he's talking. Hello, Laura.
Hail, traveler.
Take your time, traveler. If you're looking for enchanted scrolls or garb, you've come to the right place. Show me your wares. Seal of Faith. Nice thick iron. 11 small beads, one for each of the gods. 8 created by an ancient priest to remind him of his devotion, particularly in the heat of battle. He said, feeling his fingers rub against the beads, he would say a quick prayer to each of the gods who blessed him in return. Telda's ring. Well, that's the same thing for a wizard. And Elven Wizard of Ader. Telda was forever frustrated by the limits of her own considerable powers. After spending almost 2 centuries mastering most of the spells known to Kith, she found that her greatest challenge lay not with her repertoire, but with her inability to make more frequent use of magic. She spent the last century of her life studying the means of amplifying her abilities. When at last she developed the spell she needed, she had it built into this ring, so that the prudent wizard need not cast the spell to make use of it. Interesting. We got deflection. Wow, that's a lot of deflection. Oh, not that one. Holy moly. That's even more powerful. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is way more expensive than Delmgen. Okay. Yeah, a lot of stuff to right. There we go. We get a little bit of copper out of this. An armor. Merchant.
Welcome.
Womit traveler. Interested in purchasing any rations for your journeys? Show me your wares. Dragon meat. Okay then. No, thank you. You look like a merchant.
Good day to you.
Egwin stands behind a stall, polishing a broadsword. The patterned flesh around his eyes is crinkled with age, and the muscles in his arms are knotty and lean, but he holds the weapon with ease. He nods. Come to take a look. You won't find a finer collection of armor and weaponry in Defiance Bay, outside Sunil's, of course. What's so special about Sunild? She operates in the Expedition Hall, sells the best equipment in the city, but Wanon keeps her on a short leash, keeps her fine inventory reserved for chartered expeditionists, members of the Dozens, and anyone else who takes a liking to. Huh, let me see what you have for sale. Borisane, eh? Wow. Tell you what. And let you guys read that one. Okay. Okay. Lady's hand. Slender steel scepter. Stuffed with a... Wow. There's some whole... a unique pipe. Aha. Right. Yeah. And then Shatterstar, which is an awesome name for Warhammer, by the way. Huh. Okay. Wow. A lot of... yeah, these are a little more... in my price range. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, none of the helms seem to have any real special effects. You guys seem to be just random souls. She was a dancer, essentially. I'm not terrifically interested in. Right, no. Wrong button. There we go. Grab everybody. Let's head on up to the Adventurers Guild. Let's see if we can actually meet this gentleman who keeps armor all to himself. It's possible she'll have a quest.
This looks like the kind of place we could find allies. For a prize.
Indeed. Ah, looks like we've got a cutscene. Uh-oh. A well-groomed man steps through the hall with a confident swagger, a smug grin etched on his face. He's flanked by 5 other hard-looking individuals. One of his companion eyes you for a moment before spitting chew at your feet. Another pup come wandering in, I see. Just know that buying these giant slayers, run things around here and you'll be fine. Never heard of him. You have now. Stick around Defiance Bay and you will again. Plenty of bounties to go around, but there's a reason giant slayers get the lion's share. Remember that. Enough jabber-buying. You gonna do the job or talk about it? Whitney's right. That coin ain't gonna collect itself. See you around, pup. We're gonna end up fighting those guys. I just know it. So, you weaning?
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
Looking for work.
Go see Osric. He's usually got something. You do well for him, maybe I can find you more.
Sweet, thanks. Where's Osric? Or who's Osric, I should say. Right. Okay. Ah, the little face mask thing indicates it's stealing. That's locked, which is not really. You always prefer practice in the Expedition Hall only. Purchase weapons for personal use from Soul Milled, no exceptions, Osric. Whoa. Keep your guard up or I'll give you something to guard.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up! If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off!
I don't know which one of those is Hedwig, but I will find out in a minute. Looking for work.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wenham. I just handle these mercenary shit shovelers! Adventurers, I mean.
Although, I do have something I need done. Something that requires competence. What do you need done?
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
What's this armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation.
Doesn't sound like leaving the Crucible Knights was your choice.
You don't choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true.
Okay.
Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
Ah, I see. Even more destructive than a crowd with the wrong idea. I'll see what I can do.
Then it's Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind of fate. He kept it when he had me kicked out.
Okay. I got word from a reliable source that Penhelm visited a forger in Andra's Gift right after having his soul lineage read by a cipher in Dunrid Row. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks on me. Having his soul lineage read?
It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage. If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
Aha. Farewell. Find the heirloom breastplate. Okay. Okay, so I don't have names. What? Hang on. Over here. What's this? Someone scrawled Commander Cliver across this dummy in chalk. That's funny.
I'm here.
Let's see. Huh. Okay. So
Hello.
I haven't seen you before. You headed out with an expedition company, or are you betting on one? How long have you worked at Edmund's Den? Oh, a few years. I get in a minute. The last merchant cleared out. They've got new expeditions venturing out every week, so this is a great place to do business. And the dozens make loyal friends and loyal customers, so long as you stick by them. The vendor who was here before me, they ran him out when he sold his best helms to a pair of Crucible Knights. Be careful not to make the same mistake. Farewell. So basically, we have to make some friends and influence some people before she's allowed to sell to us. There's no point at all of even asking. It'd be a waste of time. All right. Come on. Loading, loading, loading. Alright. Right. Scrivener's Dormitory. Pern Sneak House. $10. World Map. Hall of Revealed Mysteries. The Catacombs. First Fires. I'm a little confused as to where we're supposed to be going. Okay. Well, let's try the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. We're kind of looking for we got kind of a mystery. We're a watcher and we don't know what we're doing. And we're looking for someone, so let's try somewhere where they reveal mysteries. I don't know, I'm certain something will turn up. This is a very big city. Hello. Well, only know. Someone managed to. Hang on. Someone actually managed to Someone actually stole something from the hall. How'd they manage to do that? Whale only knows. Grimd is looking for someone to blame, though, so stay clear of her for a few days. Ah, maybe she's also looking for someone to retrieve her stolen property. Heavier armor grants more protection, but extends recovery for its wearers. Okay. I haven't really seen recovery. I'm not really sure what recovery is.
I'd wager there are more than a few banned books in here.
Good place for them. What do you got? Huh? See nothing at first. Inky darkness filling your vision. The dust of eons flooding your nose. You hear a strike and a torch gutted into flame, revealing a man without a face and a library of books flickering in the dull orange glow. He moves to the closest shelf, sliding the torch into a socket, and gingerly pulls a black bound book into his trembling hands. He flicks through it lovingly, caressing each page before turning to the next and the next. Finally, he finishes, placing the book in a satchel to his side and takes down the torch. He spends hours wandering, reading, collecting, until his satchel is as thick as he himself and is half as heavy, and begins to make his way back to the entrance. With a barely audible sigh, he draws 2 decaying doors closed, and the torch is extinguished. Okay. Welcome to the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Well, that was...
Hello!
Whoa. You're welcome to browse the stacks, but mind that you keep your voice down. This is still a temple, after all, and Grimda doesn't tolerate disorder. Who's Grimda? Why, she's a Hari archivist. She's one of the most accomplished scholars alive today. Nothing goes on here without her knowing about it. Almost nothing, anyway. You should probably tread lightly around her today. This is a temple? Looks like a library. That's because it is. Whale is the god of mysteries and answers, encryption and decryption, concealment and revelation. Its guidance comes from the understanding of the unknown and the protection of hidden knowledge. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries was built to celebrate that. To think there's such a place in the Deerwood. Incredible. I'd love a glimpse of the archives. How many secrets must sit upon these shelves? Fascinating. Isn't it? Temples dedicated to Whale tend to hold vast stores of knowledge. We use that knowledge to unravel and preserve the mysteries of the world. Farewell. Right. Oh. I guess we can... I'm going to save the game. Library? Yeah, because that's basically what this is. I don't know if they're going to get angry if I just look at the books. Ah. Wow. Okay, so I can read the books as long as I don't take them, it appears. The origin of the Ader Empire. People of the Deer. Okay, Deer. Haha, very funny. Obsidian is good at many things, but subtlety is not one of their strong suits. 10 Years of Dawn. Okay, wow. There's a lot of books in this. Tell you what, I will probably read most of this off camera. But, nope. Wrong button. There we go. Let's all come over here because there's something to read on the wall. What's that? Oh, Travels of Europe. Okay, right. Now enter the archetypes without Grimda's permission. Actually, I'm sort of sort of looking for Grimda, actually, if you could tell me where that happens to be, where it happens to be. Presumably up here in the main room. Aha! Keep searching. The obscured leaves clues for those who seek.
Greetings.
An elderly dwarf surveys the stacks. Her skin looks as tough and wrinkled as a walnut. Despite her stature, she manages to look down her nose at you. You're welcome to look around, but let the priests and scriveners continue their search. She shoots the nearest robed figure a withering glance. Wouldn't do to give them any other excuses. What are they looking for? Maybe I could find it. Could you now? She scowls at the robed priests again. You certainly couldn't do worse than this lot, anyway. Thieves made off with an ancient scroll of Whale. They intend to blaspheme by selling that which should remain hidden, the secret of the 100 Visions. The guards caught one of them, but were overzealous in their interrogation. All they could piece together was something about a farmhouse and the road to Deerford. Track the thieves down. I don't care what you do with them, but bring back the scroll. Whale rewards the persistent seeker, and so do I. An ancient scroll of Whale? There's a fine prize. I mean, a worthy task. What else do you need? Questions about the missing scroll. Ooh, wow, that's nasty. Tell me what you know about the thieves. Very little, except that we're foolish to believe they could steal from the god of secrets. That, and they were fleeing to a farmhouse. What's so special about the scroll? Whale is the god of secrets. If I told you that, I'd cheapen it, wouldn't I? She cackles. It's a parable, the kind that nourishes the inquisitive mind and poisons the foolish. I'll return with the scroll.
Yes?
Alright. actually kind of fruitful. Now, here's the question. If I, character? Alright. Now, can I have someone else talk to her? With better perception. Hang on. So if I have Kayla drugged up. No. Aha! Hello. So if I have you do this and then talk to her,
Of
I have no
course.
idea if this will work, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Mush up here, thank you. Alright, save game. We'll just save over this one. Yeah, it's fine. Right. Maybe quick slot. Have a vegetable? Alright.
Hail and well met.
Tell me about the scroll. Ah, we can't. Okay. Well, that was worth a shot. Alright. See. Character scroll. Yeah, so that gave him the perception of 15, but it apparently wasn't enough. Or it has to be on the main character, which is daft, but there you go.
Yes?
Alright, let's step outside. And the main character doesn't come. Yeah. It's too bad. It really should have the option to have a companion. Alright, everybody over here, Posthaste. Let's go catch us some thieves. Maybe we can get there in time before the end of the episode, or I might run it a little long if we get close. Yeah. Alright. To the world map. And hang on. Check our scroll. Not you. Right. Biography. No. Notes. Encyclopedia. Wow. Okay. Hang on. Locations. Dearwood. Nope. Next.
Yes?
So I literally have to go out to the wooden plain. Hang on. Let's go out to the plains, and then we'll see. Because maybe there's a farmhouse that I don't remember out here. It's entirely possible. It's been a couple of weeks since I actually recorded any of these, so we'll see. Map.
I shall.
See anything, let's go have a look. Maybe I've missed something because I didn't explore the center of the everything. Hello. Come get
Brave thou Philophily.
Right. More stabbing.
That's not.
Wow, that guy's tough. You. Shoot him.
Lavaru, be on seek!
That's better. Yeah. That helped. Ow. Oh, thank you to hold. Remedy, that is... I don't know what that was, but it was tough. Right. That actually looks like a house there. How do we get up the hill to it? Actually, it looks almost like a caravan. Right, over here. Right. Wine dregs swirl around the bottom of the clay jar. Okay. Ooh, find this. Write the ancient legends. Huh. Okay. Right, everybody get over here. Double time, please. This may not be the road we're looking for, although if it's not, we'll check and see if there's anything west of here. Looks like this is not the road we're looking for. Let's head this way. Fast as we can. Yeah. Not sure what Awakened Wood is for. I suspect it's crafting an ability we don't have the... Yeah. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I don't know why we would want to, but go figure. Right. We can probably slow down here. Alright, I'm gonna end the episode here, and next time we will continue on through this gorge here, and see if maybe we can head north toward Deerford, or possibly find our bandits here. Alright, I will see you guys next time. Bye.